right, it looks like we are live here. So, live from COE 2023, this is Half/Slash and Chemo for the Round Robin MAPPOOL Showcase. How you doing, Chemo?
I'm good. How about you?
Pretty good. Just woke up like 2 hours ago, rolled out of bed, and it's just like, all right, we got a showcase, so
Same?
that's why I'm here, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so I think we should just kind of get into this. So round robin is the first round of the tournament. This year's format's a little different, so not every team that's qualified is actually going to play in it. But regardless, we'll get into the maps, and then yeah, just go from there. A little bit later, we'll talk about the format of this round, how that goes.
So, start off with the first map. NoMod 1. We got Genwaku Kocho by Yosei Teikoku, mapped by Lhasa and Nissan.
Yeah, so this one is this is actually a bit of an interesting settings map for NoMod 1. So a lot of you guys are used to seeing, okay, it's gonna be high AR, comfy jumps, whatever. This year, NoMod 1s will most certainly not all be like that. We got a good example of something here you'd expect in a hidden one in prior years. So it's a pattern aim. It's actually AR9, like NoMod 1. So this is a collab between Nissan, currently named you can't say that. It's keyboard spamming. But anyways, so ran by him. Also, Lhasa stepped in to do basically the other half, and there's a guitar part that's done by Deca, so fun fact.
Single section of the map mapped by Deca, even though not listed as the mapper.
Yeah. So it's basically kind of like, you know, it's like Nissan, Lhasa featuring Deca is really what it is, you know.
Yep. Yeah. This map, AR9 with OD that's actually higher than the AR. A little bit interesting.
Oh, we love to see that. I mean, so actually during the QAing, we had it as just like, okay, it's just 9-9, and then it's like, then our advisor told us, yo, this is a missed opportunity. You could have, you know, OD over AR. So I'm like, all right, fine, we got to get this in. So there we go.
I wonder how much harder it actually makes the map to act. Too difficult still.
It's still like just, honestly, it's just difficulty setting aesthetic, which, you know, is very important. And that's why some people think that 3.8 is the devil, because then it's just like, oh, that's unaesthetic, you know? Or actually, no, it's like 3.9, 4.1, like, or like AR 9.9 or 9.1 or stuff like that. That's those are unaesthetic settings. You know, it's really important. Come on, really adds to the quality of the map.
You have to get all those aesthetic ones, man.
Yeah.
Make sure every part is perfect.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward one. Let's see. We are introducing a new number to refer to player comfort, I'd say, on maps. So we're calling this the Force scale. I'll let you fill in the blanks as to what the rest of that means. But yeah, let's see. I'm just looking up the number on here because we actually do have a number. Force himself actually came together, put a number together on all of the maps, indicating just how, you know, how uncomfortable and alienating the maps will be. So
that's a way to put it. True.
Yeah.
I don't think that's quite what he said, but
that's definitely not what he said. But you know, we gotta keep it PG, you know, for all the, you know. Anyways, I'm not finishing that sentence. But yeah, it's also a pretty long map too. Like this is like 4.5 minutes. I think the intro got skipped, so like it's like it comes out to 4.5, even though it says 4:44. So speaking of setting aesthetics, that's an aesthetic time, you know, symmetrical 4:44. It's pretty good.
Should have made the HP 4 as well. And to be honest, made it HP 7.
HP 7 is kind of based on tournaments now that you can put no fail. So like. You int hard, you can just see everything just droop down kind of fast. It's kind of nice.
May as well put AR in HP 10. Miss one object, your HP is gone.
Yeah, basically. Alright, anyways, I got my numbers here. So this is a 4 out of 10. So the ratings are for the forest scale go from 2 to 10 because yeah, every Corsace map is at least a little bit unfriendly. So you'll see some of these numbers go up. Maybe I'll track with you guys in the audience a little bit as you see the maps. You're like, holy crap! Like, I don't know.
2 to 10 means nothing is, you know, a nice comfy map perfectly.
Yeah, 4 to 10 means it's not that uncomfy. Like, I mean, it's just a pattern aim, man. Like,
yeah, well, immediately into NoMod 2, Sakura Fubuki Ara Remix, original song by Street, mapped by GG. It's 175 BPM tech stream map, really, instead of this normal stream map here.
yep, again, a little bit more format distortion here. So this is a flow aim focused tech map, I'd say. And yeah, it's 170 BPM because we all love streams at that BPM. And here we go. GG is a relatively new mapper on the scene. He had a map in actually Corsace Closed earlier this year. And yeah, he kind of likes these like light tech sorts of maps. So, and as far as the song, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard the song, but it's remixed by everyone's favorite featured artist. You know, the Euphoria guy, right? Like, that's what people know him as now.
Euphoria guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the original song is actually everywhere. Every game you look, it's gonna be there.
Yeah, I still remember when Mir made his map of Sakura Fubuki. That was his like, I think it's Love now, right? Pretty sure that map is Love. So.
I've not seen that map. I didn't even know he mapped it, honestly.
Yeah, it's just like I'm pretty sure Cherry Blossom has a map of this. Mir has a map of this, and it's been mapped a billion more times. Very popular song. This remix is fresh, so we take those.
It's not too long. Only like a bit under 2.5 minutes. So nice contrast to the previous map.
Yeah. So this map, by the way, I think it's like the intro sections. I think focus more on the. You'll have a bit more aim control in the earlier half, but this later half is a lot more full aim focused. So.
Early half long as well still.
Yep. You'll see that it mostly focuses on these like it has some XL, decel, it has some turns that are a bit awkward, but yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, still 170 completion. Its spacing isn't too extreme. The changes aren't too high.
It's just round robin. Like we can't hit him that hard at the first round of the gate, can we? Can we? Oh well, we can,
well,
but we didn't. We chose to have mercy. So
next map, NoMod 3, Hane no Cho. Song by Mary and Shimotsuki Haruka, mapped by Zek. Zek, the mapper, not the song guy.
gotta make that important distinction, you know. Like, if we can't count the confusions. Like, anyways,
Important, man.
Yeah. It's always funny because it's like when I think of Zek, like when I look at the maps, I'm like, oh yes, like all this like soft like J-pop, J-rock sorts of stuff. And then it's like obviously like Zek the producer is like making all this hardcore rhythm game like stuff. So
EDM, man.
yeah.
Yeah. The map here, 143. I mean, alt map, a bit under 4 minutes. Mostly focused on heavy snap aim patterns instead of any real amount of flow aim.
Yeah, it'll make a lot more sense, especially with the rest. Once you see the rest of the pool, there's definitely enough flow aim here. So a snap aim alt focus map is kind of nice to see. And yeah, that's what we have here. So yeah, it's got this like. It centers around a couple of patterns. It's not constantly intense. It just kind of like has spikes at semi-regular intervals, and that's kind of how this map goes. So
I don't think it's a crazy good comparison, but like the only map that I thought was somewhat similar to this that I've seen was that Spartan map from Corsace 2020 qualifiers.
oh yeah,
Enemy, I think.
sort of. I think that like when I think of a map like this is like a light. All right. So I kind of the most recent comparison, at least from a Corsace Open, would be like round of 16 NoMod 3 from last year actually. So that was a pedal map, I think, and that map essentially had a lot of the focus around these patterns. The difference, I think, is this map has less of the space doubles and less of the just generally like repeating pattern sorts of gimmicks. So But yeah, you know, just fast snap aim, like alt map, pretty common. Used to be derogatory, but I think people have gotten a bit more open-minded about it. And if not, well, oh well.
It is what it is.
Yeah, running off the 4 scale, this is a 3 out of 10. So the last one was a 5 out of 10. This is a 3 out of 10. So again, one of the more approachable maps in the pool for sure. Can't hit too hard, so that is how it is.
I think this was higher star rating than NoMod 1.
At one point, I think we rectified that and we got it like NoMod 1 and now ended up at like 6.7 something. So yeah, that one's the highest. Solved. Good pooling, right? NoMod 1 has the highest SR, right? Yeah.
You gotta stay consistent.
Oh yeah.
Same AR as the last map, 9.4. Nothing too bad. Should be
Higher than last time. Actually, wait, there was no last time.
the last map.
Yes.
Yeah. But nothing too bad.
Yeah, this is a vibe though. Like honestly, I like this song a lot.
I have not listened to the song that much, but yeah, I can see that.
This is not exactly in the category of stuff I would call chemo music, so I kind of understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't like actively listened to what you could consider J-pop or J-rock.
Yeah.
Probably close to 8 years now, but
Fair
next
enough.
map, NoMod 4, we have Inceptionism, song by Sanas, mapped by Nuge. It's basically almost entirely slider-focused tech map, aim map. CS 3.8, slightly big. The song is 3 minutes, but with some of the downtime and some of the easier parts, it more works out close to like a 2-minute map.
Yeah, so speaking of chemo music, I believe actually you recommended this song.
Yes.
You were like, this is the perfect song, and then Nuge was like, okay, and so he went in. Yeah, so this map is a bit more, this is definitely like pure slider focus. There is almost nothing that you can miss on other than sliders in this map. And if you do, well, it's an L. Nothing else to say there.
Yeah, they were looking for a song that basically had like no significantly mappable 1-4 and was mostly just sliders, which is a lot harder to find than expected, at least for me. But this song fit it pretty well, I think. And Nuge did a pretty nice job with getting the song to a good spot, like almost on his first try, basically.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this is like his first tournament map too.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of wild. So come out with a banger like this. Yeah. The other thing is about this type of map is like there's been a lot of demand for like slider only like tech in the past couple of years, but the thing about it is you can't actually get like a pure slider thing unless the difficulty is low enough to actually just have it like that, because otherwise you're gonna have to like put streams or like triples in between the sliders to make something, or like have some jumps that like awkward aim jumps in between, something like that, so that you can actually put the emphasis on the slider aim. It can't just be like raw sliders like this. This one is just SB, like just shapes pretty much.
Well, if you try to make it hard enough, it's just gonna be not fun, or just no one's gonna want to play that.
I don't know, man. I'm a huge Nutshell fan. I love that map.
That's different. Like when you ask someone for a slider-only tech map, they're gonna think like cross-screen zoom, or just like the tech maps from closed this year.
Yeah, a lot of mappers are not interested in that anyways, so thankfully that self-corrects. You'll see that a lot of the stuff this year is going to be, you know, more pure expressions of like what the mapper saw the slot was going to be, as opposed to did we ask for exactly this. We just asked for like certain songs, like BPMs and like density, and that's it. So
some stuff are a bit more specific, but that's kind of necessary.
yeah.
Yeah, this one was relatively open. Just get a song that was not too dense, and you can make a tech map out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. AR 9.5. I don't know if this is the highest AR NoMod map, which is a little funny.
I think it's like it's fine. This is definitely on the comfortable side as far as AR.
The most uncomfortable AR was NoMod 1. Well, now we have NoMod 5, Piece of Cypher, song by Electro Kutika, map by Scub Domino and Linz Cosmico. It's not a NoMod 5 that people were probably expecting. You can explain more of the map, I feel.
Yeah, so let's see. This is Linz Cosmico and Scub Domino running it back. You know, we've had these mappers around. They're collabing on this one. This map is at 130 BPM. We've actually had another Electrocutica song that was also at this BPM. I think that was in Corsace Open 2021 as an alt map, actually. So Mirage alt map. Check that out. It's good. Anyways, this one is, I'd say, this is one of those gimmick maps that throws everything at you in small quantities, and together is basically the sum of its parts is what makes it hard. So it's it's CS5, it has a slight precision element, it's AR9, it has a density element because of this BPM, it has aim control, it has pattern reading, just very basic pattern reading, but it has a bit stuff like this. You'll definitely need to play this map to get a good grasp of how it actually goes. I guess it's your mechanics are good enough and you can just handle the density and you can just aim control the rest, it's easy. Because it's all single tappable for the most part. But otherwise, it is a little gimmicky. So I still think though, out of these, it's the most approachable. But but the thing is, we could not put this any lower than 8 out of 10 on the racism scale. So
Come on, man, you can't say that.
oh well. They're going to have to drag me off stage if they don't want me to say that.
But yeah, 4 minutes long. NoMod pool is slightly on the longer side, but not too bad. AR also 9. We have 2 AR9 maps in the pool.
Yeah.
OD 9.1. That's not aesthetic, man. You should have done something about that.
Oh, I don't give a crap.
OD 9.
I don't care. Yep. CBA.
Yeah. CS5.
Don't at me.
CS5 HP 6.4. At least that one looks nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's more or less this map. It's pretty complex.
Yeah. This is actually my first time seeing the map. I haven't. This is one of the maps I didn't get a chance to look at still. At least more than while it was being made.
Yeah, this was a tricky one too because for example, we asked for a gimmick map from people that alright, Scub essentially was the second ad. So initially we asked Linz to make this one, and so he was alright, I'm just gonna throw settings at it. And I'm just yes, throw settings at it and just make the map around that because it'll be easier to adjust. So if it was too hard, then it's a problem. So then we ended up having that CS5 AR8. We started with that, or 8.5 or something, and then it was some of those patterns just were not fun at all to play on AR 8.5, so we upped it to 9 and suddenly solved the whole map. Sometimes it really is just that easy. Just AR.
This looks a little brutal if it was AR9. Especially the overlapping stuff or when the streams get pretty dense on top of each other.
Yeah, yeah. But, you just adjust for that, so. It's got one of those bursts at the end like Kokosoko, so make sure you hit it.
Speed gate map.
Don't lose all your AK and throw a point on it.
Yeah. Well, now we have HD1, Crystal Glass by Cranky, mapped by Local Hero. 2 minutes 30 seconds. Not super long. CS 4.6 and AR9.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we saw Local Hero here in Corsace. So it's funny because he talks here quite a bit. So it's wow, he's only been here a year. Wow.
I get a map in CC this year, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I remember that one.
Almost anyone who was their first time in Corsace in this tournament probably have something for CC this year.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so yeah, it's this is a swingier stream map. It's for the most part, most people will find the swing elements almost non-existent in this. It'll just be more it's adding to the aura of slightly uncomfortable stuff due to the awkward groupings. A lot of people are used to groupings of 2 and 4. This is grouping everything in 3 because swing, so stuff like that. Other than that, though, it's a relatively simple map. I'd say it's just it's flow aim. It's just got some aim control. It's if you played Hiddens, you've played this. So as far as format, by the way, I think most of you might be expecting an aim map here, but like I said, we don't have that with this format. So this time this is actually similar to the Hidden Threes of the previous year. Everyone always called it filler, but they always put a text stream map in there. This is kind of that. So
yeah, I was gonna say this looks a lot. It looks a lot more like what I would expect to be Hidden 3 or something.
Yep.
OD's 8 actually, which is a bit low honestly.
Don't know lock and die. It's fine.
Don't know lock and die. Well, the chains aren't that long. Surely it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And SR is just 0.01 above from being 6 SR, so lowest SR map in the pool so far.
Pretty much. But of course, you know, we still have the other hidden map, so of course it's only gonna get lower. Like
HD2.
Actually, wait. I wonder if that one is actually lower than this. Huh. That's a interesting question. Actually,
it might be.
It might be. It's like in theory, but with the kind of map it is, you know, you never know.
Well, moving on to HD2, we have I hate reading words like this. I'm so bad at it. VTuber song by Spartan. 3.5 minutes, 190 BPM. Yeah, this is your aim map.
Yep, Spartan running it back again. We've seen this guy since every Corsace that has incorporated custom maps, so all the way back to 2020. Yeah, he's back at it, you know, doing the anime stuff he was always known for, except it's low AR. So this is basically this is your VTuber AR8. I know that a lot of you in the audience love these, especially if you want like, this is the most comfortable type of low AR that you can play, pretty much. It's just density, it's just jumps, like the pattern, like the aim is like slightly awkward, but other than that, nothing too crazy. So
yeah, I would love to play this map, NoMod.
Yeah.
Low AR aim map, nothing else. That's amazing.
Yep. I would be like very tilted playing this because I can't aim. So
sounds like a skill issue. It's only 6 stars, man.
Well, if you give me like you know, hidden like streams on low AR, I'm going to town on that, and then the skill issue everyone else. So that.
That's fair. I cannot play that.
Yeah, so as far as the 4 scale, this is a 6 out of 10, but if you include the feed in the background, it goes up to a 9 out of 10. So don't play with dim on, like 100%, you should be good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Spartan. What do you expect? Like, I expect anyone who's seen, like, especially Corsace Open 2020 semifinals DT, was it 4? I think it was like DT4 or something. Anyone who's seen that, like, that's the same aesthetic. You know, he's always just like pushing the feet thing. I don't know why he likes this stuff, but
hey, don't judge him too hard. Be fair to everyone.
Try and stop me.
I think he'll stop you himself, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, he just gotta fly over to Netherlands, and then he might have a chance. But I don't think he time warp yet. So
it's okay. He's not too far. Just a quick hop on the ocean, and he'll be there in no time.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Yeah, map's not crazy long. I don't think there's any breaks, any like intro skipping. So it is actually 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah. But yeah, so actually this is one of the rare cases where Hidden 2 is not the lowest star rating map in the pool, or even the hidden pool. That's kind of wild. So
yeah, unbelievable. How could you do this?
It's just what AIM does, man. Like, everyone's thing is, it's like we used to still have to like up the difficulty on these like quite a bit, right? Or rather, there used to be you still needed like a 5-star like AIM map. People have gotten so good at these like dense like AIM maps that it doesn't matter anymore. Now you just need to actually scale them up like to 6 stars, even in a 6.6 star pool, basically. So
yeah, a lot of the difficulty probably from bursts into jumps, into more jumps, into bursts.
yeah, I mean, well, it can't be free, you know, like
can't be super free. Yeah. Well, moving on to HD3, we have.
No, this is not a hidden 3.
Oh,
we have 2
right, I forgot.
That's right.
I did look. I promise you, I did actually look at the pool. HR1.
Yeah.
Atonement Twins. La Prière by Okoratsu. We have Oko aim map on HR. but it's the BPM's a little high, 250. So probably just consider it an alt map at that point.
Sort of. I mean, so this goes into what I like to call the impossible BPM range, where it's just like, this is like, do I single, do I alt? And honestly, the answer it depends. And nuance always makes things a little bit trickier, but for the most part, the chains are small enough here that you can single most of it. Also, there is quite a bit of snap aim. Flow aim is only used in comp parts, and thus that's how you really know whether to single or like flow, basically.
People are
The
still just
single or
gonna
alt. Yeah.
perma single tap this map. I'm gonna be honest with you, even if it's the flow parts.
I mean, you know, however you want to play it, you play it, right? Like, it's just playstyle dependent stuff, so.
Yeah, map is a bit over 3 minutes long, not super bad. I do not think those AR and OD stats are correct, unless he set them insanely low, NoMod.
No, I mean, this is pre-HardRock setting, so. Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Like, it's a faster aim map, relatively straightforward. Most people will be right at home on this. It's got a couple triples, but nothing you can't double tap or just like mash. I don't know. Hitting those triples is really easy on this BPM, even if you can't speed. So.
I don't remember. I think the vocalists for Ambrier are Kuru Aitsuki, something. I forget the second one, and then it's also Senzai. I don't remember the other one's name, but it's a vocalist I think a lot of people are familiar with. So the song might sound familiar.
I mean, it's a feature artist, so like.
Well, yeah, but they're a feature artist, but they're like a group of 3 people who I think 2 of them are featured artists.
Yeah.
Maybe all 3 of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this song actually.
Yeah, so I still remember a comment about the background where it's just like, I think Captain was like looking at the background and he was like, this background has like subtitled, like Spanish subtitles, like 2010 AMV vibes or something, and I'm just like, okay, dude.
That's no, he's so true for that one. That's exactly what it looks like. Like this background just has pure 2010s on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so 5 out of 10 on the 4 scale. It's not exactly the friendliest map, but it's quite friendly. Like, come on. Like, I think the least friendly part about this is the BPM. Like, if you can handle the BPM, then you can handle the map. But
yeah,
the aim.
I know. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, the aim is pretty chill here.
Yeah, you can't make it too crazy with this BPM on the first pool of the tournament. Yeah. Moving on to HR2, we have Reimei, song by A Saka, mapped by Errol. This is, I mean, this is what you expect HR2 to usually be, so I don't think there's much surprises on this front.
Yeah, so kind of like the previous one where you just like, oh, we had an aim map in the aim slot, basically. This is your precision in the precision slot. Like, this is very like, I'd say this is the Cloyd type beat that you all know and love. It's just with Errol's twists on it. And yeah, it's Osaka song. It's kind of cool. It's got some streams. You better hit the streams, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, almost 2.5 minute long, 172 BPM. It's probably currently like the most predictable map for its slot for most people, I imagine.
Yep. There's a bit of rhythm elements in it as well, just to keep things a little interesting. But again, if you play like a DJ Toto, like mapped by Cloyd, you know exactly what's going on in this. Like, I forgot the exact one that was like really rhythm heavy, but it's less rhythm heavy than that one, but simpler than something like Glacia. I don't know.
Yeah, the stats are not with HR, because I'm like, there's no way this is under 6 stars. With HR.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Star rating's always been a social construct, and I guess on the stream it's even more of a social construct. So.
Yeah, on the stream it's just lying to me.
It's fine.
Let's pull up the calculator and tell me what it is in HR right now.
I don't think so. Nice try.
Yeah. Nice little song here. I don't really have much else to say. It's about what you expect.
Yeah, I mean, hit the streams. play the song a couple times so you get the rhythm, and you should be good.
Rhythm's not too hard. It's pretty isolated. Yeah, I think it's Is it straight to DT?
Yeah, I believe we are going straight to DT. All right, so here we are with a classic DT mapper. I think this is their second appearance in Corsace. Satellites with Saihata no Kotoba. Careful observers will note that this map actually, there's already another ranked satellite map of this song, but that was a collab. So clearly Satellite liked the song so much that he came back and ran it back for the 2023 version. So
quite insane, honestly. I do not know how long this is with DT because it is not displayed.
It's like 4 minutes.
Yeah. What BPM would this be? Like,
it's about 100. It's about 233, I think. 233, 234. And yeah, it's about I'd say 10.1, like on the higher side of the rounding because it's AR 8.8 pre-DT. So, but yeah, it's like this is exactly what you would expect out of like a Senya DoubleTime. It's got jumps, it's got like a couple triples, it's got like a couple quints, like very light amounts of speed, especially considering how low the BPM is. And yeah, it's a good time. Like you want to be comfy, like here you go. Like this is the comfort map. As such, I believe this is the lowest rated map on the force scale. This is a 2 out of 10 on the force scale, so that makes it absolutely just like, this is the most approachable map in the pool. Might be the most approachable map in the tournament. I mean, probably like if the most approachable in the lowest round pool, it's gonna be the most approachable. So,
what makes it a 2 and not a 1?
Well,
because it's in DT1 instead
no,
of
it's because it's a Corsace map. That's why it's a 2 and not a 1.
That sounds like prejudice to me.
Well, we are always about that here in Corsace, so especially the players.
I guess.
Simple jumps, Senya, Wriggle, Wriggle Nightbug. Gotta love that.
Oh, true. That's why the character looked familiar. I wasn't 100% because I couldn't see her antenna.
Yeah, it's the this is a stage. This is a remix of I think of the stage 1 in Touhou 8, so Imperishable Night. Very popular game, very easy. Would recommend that to anyone who even has an inkling of interest in Touhou because that's probably one of the simplest ones. So
it's one of the simplest because especially because you can cheese the game with this and Alice and just absolutely demolish every boss before they get to do the rotations.
I'm pretty sure even regardless, I still played Sakuya though. But
I think a lot of people did. Say, "Ooh, I get to play as her with auto aim."
Yeah, I mean that's what I always do. Like I always play Sakuya in like Touhou 7, Touhou 8, just favorite character. So one of the favorites. So
I like the boss stage theme a lot more than the stage theme.
Oh yeah, I'm remembering it. Like sometimes I have to play these through in my head. Like I heard so much Touhou. I'm like, oh crap, I got to like, oh you mentioned like an actual stage. I've got to like, what does this sound like again? I'm like, oh there we go.
Most of the stage themes I'm not too familiar with. But all the boss themes from at least like 6 to 15 I can probably remember.
Yeah.
Not 9. 9 I do not know. I did not play that one.
For sure.
I don't think a lot of people play 9 anyways. It's a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I played 9 anyway, but I definitely didn't play it that much. I played it for a couple hours, but you know, IN has a lot more replay value than that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, the map keeps going, but I think that's it. So yeah, it's definitely your aim consistency test.
Moving on. DT2, Game Over by Ito Kanako. Mapped by, we got a list of people here. Kowari, Iljaz, Deca, Lucent, and Nissan. Wouldn't be Corsace without a random mega collab of like 5 people on a, actually this time an appropriately length song. Instead of, a 2-minute song, but.
Oh, we don't talk about that. I do not want to go, I do not want to run that back. I'm not interested.
Every year, but, it's DT2. I think it's about what people would expect from a map like this. Maybe a bit more aim in it than normal because the BPM's a bit lower. But
Yeah, so I think like people have come to generally expect like we're hitting like 230, 240 BPM in DT2s, or like with a NoMod 5, like we're just hitting that range. This one's definitely on the lower end. We wanted more flow aim out of this because as you saw, like we wanted it to be like your stamina stream stuff. Like this is like the old NoMod 2 sort of stuff where it's like the streams are long, they have some spacing to them. You actually don't just burst your way, and yeah. So that's kind of what's going on in this one. It has some finger control in it. There's some doubles that are a little tricky. It's a Ito Kaneko song, so I don't know what you expected. So it's like, I think second to like Fripside, it's like this is one of the like, you know, J-rock, J-pop artists that has like the doubles in the instrumental backing. So
people love their rhythm. What can I say?
well, I don't think they do, but I love my rhythm. So you know, as soon as people are like, "Oh my God, we can put rhythm in this," I'm like, "Yes."
I'm talking about the artists. Of course, I don't care what people.
Oh, okay.
Other people think. They don't matter.
Oh, okay. All right. I see how it is.
Yeah. This one, that SR is without DT, I'm pretty sure, which is actually quite a high SR.
Yeah. So you know what? On the asset front, I like how the difficulty runs over the HP because I mean the HP doesn't matter anyway, so it's like perfect, right? So.
Oh, yeah. Well, to blame for that is the mega collab name of lists here, and then they put like, what does this diff name even say? Estonian Jair
Bolsonaro
collab insane. Honestly, quite insane. True.
It is very insane. And you have to have the obligatory semicolon breaking that up. So, because, you know, Chaos Head or whatever, like the visual novel it was from, like, I don't know.
Semicolon? I don't even see a semicolon in there.
There's a semicolon. You just have to look deep. You can't tell because it's like the text overlap, but yeah. You can find it. Just gotta search your soul for it.
Nah. Nah, you can't make me.
I'm not gonna make you.
Yeah, this is quite the stream map.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a map like this. And the BPM though will, I think, make it a bit more contested. A lot more people are comfortable in this than the higher BPMs. So
moving on, DT3. We have Luna by Rigel Theater. Uber Zolik DT map. Who could have seen this coming? You could talk about this map the most, I feel.
Oh yeah. All right. So this is first of all, this is my favorite map in the pool. And so you should know that if you are playing Corsace and you want comfortable and easy maps, that is your sign to run for the doors because this map is fucked. Yeah. This is all right. So this is your kind of DT4 like style map. It's got swing, it's got flow aim, it's got aim control with triples, it's got all this wacky stuff in it. So we went through a lot of iterations on this one to get it comfortable because what it ended up being is like we like the ideas of the map, but like some of the execution was a little off, especially when it came to rhythm after sliders and such. So there was a lot of like hold an extended slider, you press, and then you hit a double after or something. And to be fair, it's still there to some degree, but it's more isolated. So you'll have a easier time handling it. Also more predictable. But yeah. Anyways, this is the highest on the 4 scale. This is a 9 out of 10. This is basically again run for the gates if you are looking for a comfy experience. It's going to likely be that probably like this is going to be banned and protected quite a bit. Protected because the teams that can play this are going to run away with it. You know, if you can play like swing with aim control like triples, like you on DoubleTime, like you are you're just gonna run away with it. Thankfully though, it's like the doubles are actually I think it's like 195 BPM equivalent to some of these doubles, so not too hard. Yeah,
map's not that fast at all. Also, disappointing he didn't get 10 out of 10 on the scale. I mean, he should have stepped up his game.
Well, I mean, there's a 10 out of 10 somewhere. I just don't think it's coming quite yet. No. Anyways, we have a lot of fun surprises coming for the weeks to come. I'm just saying, it only gets better in that sense when the further we go, right? Like, you can't go that ham in round robin. You cannot go like on these 6.6 star pools and be like, I'm gonna make the most messed up map ever to exist. But we gotta give you a little taste, right? You are still playing Corsace, so a map like this will show up even in the low stages.
Yeah. Has to be something a little bit messed up in there. Wouldn't be Corsace without it.
Yeah. Also, huge song bias for me on this song.
Oh, I
love Wriggle Theater.
Wriggle Theater's great. The song is great as well.
Yeah. Reminds me of the how I mapped Wriggle Theater back in 2020. That was cool. So it's nice to see that also making a comeback at DoubleTime.
Dude, some of these patterns look a little bit damn.
It's gotta be built different. It's fine.
I am simply not. There's no other way around it. Yeah, after that, we're moving on we're moving on to something special, so. Oh, I think we'll keep quiet for this one.
Right.
Okay.
That was
so
a map.
This is the first custom song of the entire tournament. Well, we're on FM2, but let me talk about FreeMod 1 for now. It's a breakcore song by a Ukrainian artist called Unfeeling. And originally, Fergus actually approached me about this artist, this breakcore artist he found that would be willing to make a custom map. And it was early enough that I was like, sure, why not? And I thought it was at least pretty unique since people are pretty used to the standard rhythm game spiel for custom songs because that's what people in the scene usually make. And so we start out with a more traditional breakcore song and mapped by, Fergus, the one and only breakcore mapper in Osu. It's the map is pretty similar to your standard NoMod 5 that people are probably expecting to see, and mind you, you're not going to see many of those maps in this tournament. But yeah, moving on to FreeMod 2, you take it.
Yeah, so FreeMod 2, so this is the first, low AR small CS map. This is a map by Nightcore, and it is, this one's focused more on the stream. So the low AR map in Hidden, that one focused a lot more on just like the pure aim. This one has a lot more focus on the stream aim. So just kind of have some like XL stuff. It takes a bit of time to ramp up and really get into it, but once it gets there, it gets there. Yeah, also one other note about the FreeMod one I'd like to mention is that it was showing the stats for the normal difficulty. We are actually trying to get that one into ranked. That one, players will be playing the top difficulty named Multiva, so.
I didn't even notice that.
Don't worry.
I probably should have seen that the SR would have been like 2, but yeah. Considering that Nightcore map is FreeMod 2, I'm willing to bet by like 95% chance that this is a song from Taiko. Taiko as in Taiko, the arcade game.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a Taiko song. Like, Nightcore is the most Taiko-pilled guy, like, right, that is mapping, like, I don't know, man.
The most Taiko mans ever that maps for Osu, not Taiko.
Yeah, exactly. Like, very Taiko-pilled, but only for the songs, you know?
I'm pretty sure he charts in, like, actual Taiko, though, not Osu Taiko.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he charted, the Vinx's custom, like, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and that. But yeah, moving on to the last map of the pool, we have Tiebreaker, Fat Country, song by Avenged Sevenfold, mapped by Dada. You have your Dada Tiebreaker in Corsace.
Oh yeah, so we definitely needed something to shake up the tiebreakers, and I think this definitely does it. So this has this is basically like, it's that BPM range most people are familiar with. Like, it's like kind of the fast aim range, but it also has quite a bit of slow aim stuff, which is an interesting mix for a tiebreaker because most of the time they're either pure fast aim, like with some like bursts and stuff in between, or that's it. This one has like longer chains, so you have some flowy wiggle patterns, kind of like what you're used to in alt maps, just more spaced up, along with some of the fast aim. It's a good mix of a lot of different aim styles, and it's on, you know, a Western banger, right? Like, I grew up with this song. This is like the song that introduced me to this band. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is cool. Definitely not a typical song to see map tournaments, or just in Osu in general at this day and age, but all Tiebreaker for the first one. That's cool.
Yeah, very epic. So you also have those 1/3 streams. Those will come up, and if you're not ready for them, they will mow you down. But for the most part, it shouldn't be too crazy. They come out to like what, like I don't know, like 180 BPM or something after calculations, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's a bit close to 185, maybe close to 190, but
yeah,
it's not fast. No one should have any real speed issues with this map.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting speed gated on this, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, this is pretty straightforward in that sense.
If you're getting speed gated at 180, that sounds like skill issue. But like, even I don't get speed gated at that BPM.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of a wrap for this map. It's got a lot of iconic, like, back and forth linear stuff. You see those patterns at the start of these like riffs, so kind of nice to have that in these.
Yeah.
It does have a couple like quints, but they are the most mashable, like double tappable quints that you can imagine. I think they're like 1/8 on this BPM, so they are 250 BPM. But again, it's like, if you like, I don't know, you can double tap them for sure.
Just jitter your hands fast enough. Trust me, it'll work.
Yeah.
It's a AR 9.6, so I think outside of HR and DT, it's the highest. Pretty sure it is the highest AR NoMod map in the entire pool.
Yep.
I don't think it's the highest SR map in the pool, actually, because I'm pretty sure that star rating is the website one. And I think maybe a DT or an HR might be higher SR than this.
Yeah, it's definitely like a step up, though, as tiebreakers are generally.
Yeah.
So.
But definitely a bit closer to the actual pool difficulty than what tiebreakers have kind of started to become in recent years. Yeah. It is no custom tiebreaker for all of them this year. There obviously will be, but not repeating the same thing we did last year. Already did it once.
Yep.
Yeah. This map was I don't know how early it was finished, but I know it was started quite early into the planning of the tournament. I was surprised to see a Dada tiebreaker, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, so the way we ended up having it is like some of the mappers, like in the first round, they got to just kind of pick like whatever they wanted, and they're like, I want to do Tiebreaker, and I'm like, oh crap, that's cool. Last year we had full custom tiebreakers, but this year I intentionally did not want that because we wanted some more variety, and like the problem is when you do custom songs, you're already setting something, like you're already setting your idea for the map, right? And we kind of need, tiebreakers have needed some sort of like innovation and breaths of fresh air, and I think like letting mappers kind of take the reign on that really helps out. So
Yeah.
Dada definitely did an awesome job here.
Also, song variety. I mean,
Yep.
getting a custom song like this is not easy, and I would have liked to have more than one custom song that cost several thousand just from trying to ask a metal band to make a song.
Yep.
So, definitely a more ideal option this way, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, for sure. Also, it's round robin. Like, don't worry, it allows us to have room to scale up in that sense of epic factor on some of these songs.
Don't worry, epic factor will come. Trust me.
It's coming. Oh, it is. This is definitely coming. So.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the pool, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's it for the pool. I think now we'll be moving on to the qualifier results and format discussion.
I believe I'm swapping out for this.
Yeah. Shiba will be swapping out for Chemo as soon as possible. So I think he's in the audience here, and he's just walking up. So
there he is.
I think I see his
see my
silhouette.
man.
I see his silhouette from the corner of my eye, and I think he's there.
Yep. Well,
Wow.
he's going to make his way here soon. I will take my leave.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. I will see you next week for the next pool.
Yeah. That'll be good.
We get more yummy surprises.
More yummy surprises. At least one every week, right? At least one every week. Yeah, it looks like while we're waiting for Shiba to get on, we'll talk about the qualifiers, the formats here. If you placed seeds 1 through 8 in qualifiers, you're going to go straight to the bracket, meaning you will not actually play the round robin. You will also not play the runoff that comes like next week, right? So wait 2 weeks, take a break, you've earned it, and bring your game for the bracket stage later on. The rest of you, 9 through 24, you've qualified, but you need to go through the round robin to earn your spot in the bracket. That is so this pool that we just showcased will be played by seeds 9 through 24. And I think now the next slide here is the groups, which I can talk through with Shiba.
Hello.
But actually, here's the text format. But what's up, Shiba? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, thank you very much.
Awesome.
I'm taking a bit more of a chill vibe to my commentary today because I'm very tired. I'm a bit worn out from the last couple of days.
Yeah. I mean, like COE has taken a toll on all of us in a lot of ways. So.
Yeah, so just a chill qualifier results today.
For sure. Yeah, so some of this is just information you've seen on the graphic on the Corsace website, but I know that all you guys just are like, oh my god, we just want the qual results, like get off stage, like come on, let's see the numbers, we want to see who got in, like
we want to see who got the top scores, we want to see any outstanding players.
We want to see the groups.
Any crazy upsets, because I may or may not have got a small spoiler. I've already got info on the thing, and there are a couple of surprises there that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, for me, they just keep throwing me the links, but I just don't click on them. You know, there's viruses, right? Like, I don't want to click on that. No,
yeah, when Google warns you, you listen to Google. Always listen to Google.
Yeah.
If there's like a tiny warning, you're like, that's not it. Not for me.
Yeah, pretty much. So, anyways, yeah, I think now we're actually ready for the quals results. We're just waiting for stream assets to switch over, and
yeah, there we go. So this is the NoMod 1 first off. So Flopinski, I think no surprise here, gets number 1. They've got a really fabulous aim team generally, and if you guys are a little bit unaware of the rosters here, I don't know every single team, but I know kind of the higher echelon here. So Flopinski are kind of a star-studded kind of team that they formed together recently, and it consists of players like Malashevsky, Henry, Naus, etc. And generally, they've got not only a very well star-studded roster, but having extremely strong general aim mechanics teams, and on top of that, they have really, really good tech and hidden players. Yeah. That's probably 2 of their super strongest sets there. Ram Singh generally as well have a pretty decent aim team, but considering this being qualifier stage, if I remember correctly, qualifiers are a little bit lower star rating than the than the first round, or is it going to be, is it to a different round? 'Cause I'm not
So
entirely sure.
qualifiers. This was a 7.2 average pool, and it is it's actually in the middle. It's like right between the star rating for or the runoff and the first bracket stage. So KO1.
Yeah. So you can also see the graph here. So very few teams managed to get that perfect high 3 million score, and even on top of that, no team got a full 4-way FC.
Yep.
There was every single team at least had one miss, at least, but at most there were a few other misses. I mean, the bottom here, number 16, got 222.5 million, so that's about 2 FCs and 2 chokes around there. Lafiche is actually a very exciting team to look into because they managed to get number 3, and they do have a fantastic team. I'm not entirely sure of their full roster, but they got players consisting, I believe, of Ractagon. They've also got Shigatora on their team, which is very exciting. I can't wait to see how he's going to do in the later stages. But yeah, this is NoMod 1, very standard AIM stuff. No title, are practically the South Korean World Cup team. They've got, of course, your classic star players like Worcestershire player, Karcher, Flying Tuna, Parisia, Allegrissimo, lots of really good South Korean talent. And unfortunately, a little bit of a strange placing here from Titan Hollow. If you are aware of the rosters, you know that this is the team that Emrek is leading, with Zuineda, White Cat, lots of really formidable AIM players. So I'm very surprised to see them at number 6 here. Maybe a little bit of fortunate underperformance, maybe a few tragic chokes that's led them to get to number 6.
Yeah, sounds good on that. Also, yeah, it's a bit of a shake on such an AIM map, but I'm sure that things will be a little different on the DT one, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think one of the most unforgiving things about qualifiers is that you get most tournaments you do get one shot, but this is actually, I mean, aside from grand finals and whatnot, this is probably the most important round in the entire tournament for most of these teams because it really does decide their placements later on.
It's even more important this year now that you actually just straight up, it determines how much you play. Like,
Yeah.
you have to play more if you are doing, if you're performing worse overall. So.
Yeah, precisely. And for this format in particular, getting top 8 is a massive advantage. Not only do you have way more time to prepare and way more time to practice and scrim, because we've actually seen teams recently start doing those.
Yeah.
We've started to see teams scrim and practice against each other so they can kind of get a good gist of their skill sets and their style. So that's a very happy thing to see. That's very much an esportsy thing, so that makes me very happy with that. But let's move on to this NoMod 2. So no title are the team that takes number 1. The South Korean roster, basically, just barely missing it is Flopinski getting second in there. But after that, from 3rd onwards, there's a big gap between 1st and 2nd. You can kind of see already from No Title and Flopinski, both getting 3 million, 3.3, 3.2 million. But then straight away after that, you've got 3rd in Lafiche, who've got just under 2.9 million.
Yeah, mind the gap.
Yeah, do mind the gap. I mean, this graph tells you quite a bit as well. I believe if this graph reflects the same way as COE qualifier results, it's most of the teams you can see did get an average of about 500k, and you can see it slowly decreases the higher score each team's got. Most of the graphs here are going to be a lot more balanced because there's a much higher pool of players and teams. So yeah, these graphs are going to be a lot more balanced. The only way we're going to really see major differences is maybe if a gimmick heavy map. We're probably going to see more teams much lower, but for the general maps like NoMod 2 and NoMod 1 and some maps onwards, it's probably going to be very standard. I'm definitely expecting, for example, like Hidden 2 to be much more further back in the graph, much more low score heavy, and on this contrary, maybe DT1 is probably going to have a lot more higher scores on average.
Yeah, but now on to the NoMod 3. So this is a bit of a like atypical pick in the qualifiers in the sense that we have a speedier pick. Speed NoMod typically doesn't end up in the qualifiers, but I found it would be pretty appropriate based off of the format of the first bracket stage pool. So yeah, so this one has Flopinski at the top. He's really showing that the high skill cap is benefiting quite a bit. And it reflects a lot in the Z score. So I don't know if you guys noticed that although the standard in a lot of tournaments is percent max, we went with Z-score because a lot of these maps are very distinct in how they are. It's very little overlap between the actual maps themselves. So this one had a lot more variance, and this graph looks a lot more messed up as a result.
Yeah. So just to clarify, because I believe I heard you mention, is this actually a speed NoMod 3 or is this ulti? Is this
Yes,
ult?
this is speed. This is a speed
Oh,
NoMod 3. So this is kind of like a NoMod 5 in the previous years.
Okay,
like,
so it is a speed map. So
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
ult.
a tech. It's not alt. It's not tech. It's this very
It
very
is
unique.
just speed, straight
yeah.
up. Okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
you.
You'll see where we tested the other elements later in
Yeah.
the pool. But yes.
I mean, all G8 bros are the Chinese players, I believe. So these guys also have some very good mechanics, but a little bit surprising to not see teams like Roundtable HK. I think those guys have very good mechanics. I'm a little surprised to see them. Titan Hollow as well, quite a low placing than normal. I don't really know many of the other teams. I mean, LaFish managed to get a decent score as well, getting top 5. No Title getting top 3 again surprises me a little bit. They're more known for their very gimmicky and strong control level kind of gameplay, but we see them perform very well in the speed map and getting 3rd place. Of course, not everyone getting a very high score. I mean, the highest score being 2.6 million by Flipinski, kind of a landslide, considering the 2nd place in OG8 Bros is 2 million flat.
Yeah.
So that goes to show that this map was very, very difficult, and that's why you can see the reflections of the very low scores, more low scores on the left than it is on the right, and very, very few managing to get just over 2.5 million, only being Flipinski, a huge 600,000 score gap. So yeah, these guys really excelled themselves in that speed department. It doesn't surprise me at all. They've got some incredible players like Henry, Naus, Nineric. All of those guys extremely formidable on the speed mechanics. I'm sure there are other players that I've missed out. You know, there are 6 players in every single team. It's going to be hard to remember all of them, but yeah, Flipinski looking really, really good.
Yeah.
On this NoMod 3. And moving on to tech. Now this is where we see the Roundtable Hong Kong take the #1 spot. Just barely against Flipinski getting the victory. This is tech, correct? No major.
Yeah, yeah. This is your.
Oh,
like,
hidden 1. This is hidden 1. Sorry.
Yeah, this is hidden 1. I mean,
Oh.
it is basically a tech map though, so it's like 160 BPM tech.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. This being hidden tech, I mean,
Yeah.
Flipinski, a little surprised to not see them take #1 here, considering they've got 2 of the best hidden tech players in the world. Like, you've got like good tech players, and then you have the best in the world, and Flipinski have those. So, unfortunate placement for them, just missing out on that 1st place. But seeing the Roundtable HK and No Title, both of them kind of being the World Cup rosters, for Hong Kong being #1 and South Korea being #3, those guys don't surprise me at all. Both of them very formidable in tech and have very strong hidden teams as well. I would have expected personally to have No Title maybe be placed a little bit higher, considering they've got a much better hidden gimmicky roster, along with having some just general formidable tech players and hidden players on top of that. I mean, having most HR player is probably going to be one of those super core factors in that. And Rubber Conquest getting 4th, first time we've seen them in the top 5 this qualifiers. Blue Pants as well, getting top 5. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with their rosters. I didn't get the time to check on them. But yeah, Titan Hollow just missing that top 5, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah, this still is a tech map, so everything you said is still accurate. But yeah, also a pretty big gap on this one. You know, you see a lot of like 2.8, 2.9 team scores, and then like 2.3 at the bottom. Whew.
All gay bros getting 14th. That really surprises me. These guys being kind of the Chinese roster. This Chinese team has some really good tag players. So I'm a little surprised to not see them placed a little bit higher. Just barely scraping over that top 16 is a little surprising for me. I personally would have thought they would have climbed a bit higher.
Yeah.
Hidden 2 time now, so this one is going to be very biased towards those super hidden teams, and Flipinski, I mean, completely wiping the floor with everybody else in this qualifier is no surprise at all.
That variance is insane. Like, you know, you have 3.3 mil, so that was higher than the previous one, and yet all the lowest one that here in the top 16 is like 1.6. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is stupid levels of dominance from Flipinski on this hidden 2. They've got some really good reading players, so it doesn't surprise me one bit. And fortunately for No Title, missing a whole million score, that's quite huge. I mean, that massive gap from Flipinski is going to skyrocket. This specific hidden 2 is probably going to really push them further and further beyond. And yeah, this being hidden 2, you can already tell. I mean, not many teams are going to perform exceptionally well on this. The average scores generally are quite low past the top 5. 1.9 million, constantly and kind of descending down to 1.6 million. But that huge 1 million score gap from Volpinski is just unreal. That's 3 whole FCs and maybe a 1 missed choke, potentially.
Yeah, pretty strong scores on this one. This is a pretty tricky map to score on. Low AR hidden, it's like, it's got Yokespie as the mapper, like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, you know Yokespie for his incredible reading ability, but one thing that people are starting to discover with Yokespie is that the dude also makes even crazier reading maps. If you know it's a Yokespie map, you know it's going to be crazy. This dude has mapped some absolutely ridiculous reading maps. I think one of the most recent examples of that is learning. I think it's called Learning the Language or something like that for Corsace Close Grand Finals.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect.
Yeah, one of the craziest tournament reading maps we've ever seen. I think it's probably the dirtiest one in the tournament. In tournaments, full stop. Yeah, that's probably the craziest one. I mean, Jesus. And we're moving on now to HardRock 1, and Flopinski once again takes number 1 by about 400,000 score.
Yeah, this one a little bit more normal, but also still kind of wide compared to some of the first ones we started out with, that's for sure, as far as score ranges. But yeah, this one was like a light tech, like, you know, it's, you know, a Skystar LC copy, like, sort of thing. So, like a consistency-oriented hard rock. You'll see a lot more of this, especially as we get closer to the later stages. Right now, we think like we've got more of the aim-focused pool picks for this, but this one will definitely represent general like consistency and mechanics. So.
Okay, I believe that makes both Hidden 1 and HardRock 1 kind of mod comfort-based tech consistency.
Yep.
Very unique way of taking the pool.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like this. I mean, this year we're making a huge shift generally to the whole system, right? And this is a pretty cool start. I mean, I always find these really weird changes interesting, and when it's executed well, like in Corsace Open, you can't help but be really excited for what could be changed in the future, right? This could be like a pioneering tournament where we could see some monumental changes and shifts to the tournament scene and how they change their mindset on map pools and general systems overall.
Yep.
We're really changing it up this year.
Oh,
Crazy
you know
format, very unique map pool. I'm here for it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, for most of these teams, they managing to get 2.7, 2.6 million, but having that kind of major 300,000 gap from between Ramsing and the leftovers. I believe that's the first time we've seen the leftovers in top 5 as well. I do believe that, hold on, where are they? I need to find the team unless they're not here. Road to Shore, if I remember correctly, I believe Road to Shore is the team with Rudge and Eternum, along with a few other players. Maybe a Colibet is in there, or I might be trolling, but I'm pretty sure, I think a Colibet is on there. I could be completely wrong though. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm really confused about the underperformance from Titan Hollow. I'm expecting these guys to be constantly fighting with Volpinski and no title for getting that top section, but this just doesn't seem to be the right performance for them. They've not been performing too well. Getting top 10 on HardRock 1, tech consistency, I mean, this team is more than capable of doing well on this. They've got some really good, comfortable HardRock players. And Zuninator and Emmerich can do anything. It's just a bit unfortunate at the moment, but moving on to HardRock 2 now, the precision map. And oh boy, no title getting number 1. This is the first time we've seen no title get a number 1 score in the qualifier showcase, in the qualifier, sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty cool. Precision. I think these guys are very good. And finally, we see Titan Hollow fighting up that high degree spot. I believe this is just very simple precision. Maybe a little bit of flow aim.
So this one actually is like a lot of skills in this one. So it's like precision, flow aim, some aim control, and then it has some like rhythm in it too. So it's actually like so if the HardRock one was the more comfort, like it's got like some like sliders and some aim and a couple bursts. This one's like, all right, this one's a lot more focused on like the more gimmicky side. We saw something similar to this in Corsace Open 2021 qualifiers, the HardRock 2. So we decided, hey, that worked last time, so we'll try it again this time.
Yeah. this is the first time we've seen Flopinski out of the top 3 for a while, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys have been completely shredding it. This is the first time ever where we see them out of the top 3, and they're still in top 5, getting 5th place. 2.7 million score. Ramsing just trailing underneath them, but after that, it's a 200,000 gap, and it slowly descends throughout the rest of the top 16. But congrats to No Title, getting the first #1, I believe.
Yep, yep.
Now, I think we should be moving on to our next map in the DoubleTime 1. So tell me about this DT1 half slash. Is there anything particular about it?
Yeah, so the only thing that you wouldn't expect here is the jumps are a little more awkward than you'd expect, but that's about it.
Okay.
Otherwise, pretty straightforward. DT1, it's your aim map. Just again, it's like more of like your hidden one style jumps, more so than your normal, just like basic aim. So.
Yeah. I mean, Flopinski looking so insanely dominant here. 3.8 million score. Holy crap. That is a full-way FC, I believe. Maybe a couple low-X scores, but aside from that, wow. That is a really dominant showing from Flopinski. I mean, we did expect you to get high scores on DT1. That is normally the map where we see team shine with their mechanic style players. And KFC Zingerbox getting top 2 for the first time in a while. All Gate Bros as well trailing in the Chinese team. They've got some really good speed mechanics players. I mean, Jack Wang and Joseph Joestar are incredible at DT mechanics generally. And of course they've got Crystal, who's so diverse and so well-rounded. He can do anything. And having the Lolos by your side as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, super dangerous Chinese team. And the Fish getting top 4 as well. Very nice.
Pretty good stuff.
Is this a 5-minute long DT1? Is that with DT or without DT?
Oh, these are all pre-DT settings.
These are pre-DT.
They're all pre-mod settings.
I was about to say 5.16 stars seems a bit off.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I think we are moving on to the next map. So this one was a more like a very interesting double time pick in the sense of it's still stamina. It's very stamina focused, but it's got a lot more focus on just like general strain and like I guess there is some flowing components in it. But compared to just like the ultimate stamina stream sort of map that we got, so just waiting for those scores to show up on screen here.
Just waiting for that to show. I mean, I can already guess like Ramsey and Titan Hollow are going to be really good on this, and they do get that 3.6 million score. Titan Hollow as well, 3.4 million. Lots of really high scores here, but you can see it start to kind of descend gradually just after No Title in 6th place. After that, you've got about a nearly 3 million difference there. Ramsey getting 3.6 million on #1, very, very nice. Titan Hollow finally getting a very high placing. The map is the name of the map is blurred because it's a very bold and not appropriate to show here. Isn't the name like a?
Don't read too much into it.
I'll leave it at that. But you can kind of see a very big gap here with. As we already mentioned, 6th place to 7th place, the graph kind of gains quite a bit towards the very, very end, and that's around about that 3 million, 3.3, 3.2 million score there, and then kind of moving on later on past the 500k mark, a lot of teams struggling to get past that. I mean, was there any kind of unique gimmick with this DT2, or is it generally just constant stamina?
It's constant stamina. It's just a bit lower BPM than usual. So.
Yeah, I mean, surprised to see No Title quite high up. I mean, despite having very good players, I think speed, stamina, maybe despite not being a core weakness, you wouldn't really establish them as having a core major strength in speed. I think that'll probably be one of their weaker skill sets going into this tournament, but still getting top 6 is not bad at all. Lafish as well getting top 4. Very cool. And here we have a bit of an extended result here. I'm not sure why that's the case, but still, DoubleTime 3. What's this DoubleTime 3 half slash?
So this one is with your aim control. So like we didn't have a tech in NoMod, it's here in DoubleTime. The same sort of aim control. It's got some like 1/3 and stuff too, like high AR check really.
I see.
So, very indicative of some of the double times you will be playing. So.
I mean, if aim control's a major factor here, it doesn't surprise me at all to see Flipinski knows how to Roger in the top 3. Roger having lots of very formidable aim control players and high AR reading players.
Yep.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Very nice top 3 placings here. 3.4 million score for Roger. Very solid. 3.9 for Flipinski. That is literally a 4-way FC.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. And then I think the gap kind of shrinks massively with the Fish in top 5 down to Dream Squad, 2.9, 300,000 score gap there. The Roundtable Hong Kong unfortunately not being able to get too high of a score. Titan Hollow getting such a low placing at 16th.
Yeah.
I would have expected a much higher spot from this team.
Yep.
I think unfortunately their qualifier day was just not their day because these guys are so capable of doing so much better. So much better. These guys have multiple, I mean, it's literally a super team.
Yeah.
This Titan Hollow roster are a super team, so to see them at 16th is tragic. You have to just think they have to have been an off day. There's no way that this would be their typical score. This had to have been an off day for them.
Yep, for sure.
And I think that's our final map in the pool. So we're going to be seeing our final results here. And remember, the top 8 are the most important spots to take here, because if you get that top 8, you've basically won round 1 already. You don't have to deal with that early stage round robin. You've got a lot more time to prep, and the rest of the teams above you have to work twice as hard to get to your spot. So, yeah. So we are going to see the qualifier results very, very soon. Just waiting on that to show. There's our beautiful transition. Thank you, K2. And here are your final standings for qualifier results. Flipinski, no surprises here, takes number 1 with an average score gap. Massive. That's 400,000 average score bonus. 6 Z-score difference as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Heck? That is incredible. And seeing no title in number 2, very happy to see that. I mean, these guys are very much known to be kind of the favorites to be OS World Cup champions this year. You know, a lot of people are saying, you know, the USA are not what they used to be this year, and these are the final hopes to win. They've been the same for last year.
People have been saying that for like the past 5 years, but look what's happened. So yeah.
I mean,
you can join the rest of the people who have like predicted the downfall of Team USA.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I have been doing that for the last like 2-3 years. So
it's okay.
You know, 2020 was Germany, 2021 was Germany, you know, carrying it on, right? I mean, but still, like having a specific region roster getting 2nd seed against multiple super teams is very good.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And I'm happy in that regard. Having Lafiche in top 3, very cool. I'm happy with that. Unfortunately for Titan Hollow, those few underperformances has taken their top 3 spot away. They are in number 4, followed up by Ram Singh, the Roundtable Hong Kong, and Red Shaw.
You could be doing a lot worse. I mean, number 4 is still really good.
Still top 8. And unfortunately for KFC Zinger Box, they just barely missed out on that top 8 guarantee spot with all Gate Bros. Or is it? I don't know if it's G8 or Gate. What do you think? I think
G8.
I think it's
all G8.
All right, all G8. We'll do that. All G8 Bros, the Chinese roster, are gonna slip that final spot in the top 8. And unfortunately for the rest of the teams going down, they've not managed to get through. So they're gonna have to go through the round robin stage.
Well, at least they made it. You know, only 24 teams have made it this year compared to the past years, where it's like at least 32 teams, right? So this is a more cutthroat competition. It's gonna be something. So. Yeah.
Very safe to say that Flipinski are far and away the favorites to win this entire thing. These guys are a literal godsend teams. Godsend team. I mean, having multiple of the best players in the world, having the Corsace closed runner-up and 3rd place podium on the same team. Incredible. Having incredible mechanics players as well in Nineric. And Nineric also recently being able to prove his flexibility is also very promising. Not only being one of the best speed players in the world, but generally being very flexible in the aim department. We could be seeing him popping up in a few NoMod ones or HardRock ones. That's exciting to see. Ram Singh, I feel like I know this roster. I've seen them around. Are they a Russian team?
Yes. I'm pretty sure they are.
Russian, Ukrainian. I think Raf GPO's on that team. Welter, Raf GPO, kind of Russian-Ukrainian team. Very, very nice roster. Having Welter on there as your main carry player, no surprise at all. The dude's been a freak recently. So excited to see them perform. And yeah, I mean, I think that's it for our showcase. There are your results, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the teams that have managed to qualify, and extra congratulations for the teams in the top 8. And best of luck to our teams in the round robin stage next week.
Yep. I think now we have one final image of the actual group.
Here
so
we go.
we have some actual groups.
This is what I wanted to see. Now I get a much better look at these rosters.
Oh yeah. Well, here you go. Deep dive on Group A. So, yeah.
I think straight away, I immediately think that Blue Pants is going to be one of the big teams here. Blue Pants and KFC Single Box are probably going to be the 2 big teams to look out for here. Vivace, Albusion, CO, I think are 3 players that a lot of people know about and recognize for their really strong tournament skills. Blue Pants as well. Dingleton, Karma, Mighty Door, Razorfruit, Gavy. These guys have some really good aim mechanics and gimmick teams. This is having Razorfruit and Dingleton on the same team. These guys are going to be busted on aim.
Yeah. This is going to be a pretty competitive one, though, especially seeing like that we have 16 and 17 going against each other in this one for second and third. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's move on to our next stage here. Starbound, Rubber Conquest, Leftovers, and Ice-T Jokui are going to be the next group in Group B. Starbound being your favorites here with a really nice roster of Digital Hypno, who's actually in the venue. Hello, Habib, wherever you are. And Digital Hypno, Araxe, Nope KJK. All 3 of those players are exceptional in tournaments.
Yep.
And then having Cappy Jackson and M-Law, 3, I'd say very well known for being very consistent and having very good long-term scores. I think these guys are going to be a big threat on those insert mod tier 1s. NoMod 2 as well, going to be very, very good. Having Nope JK and Araxe around as well, going to be great for Alton Tech. I'm looking forward to this roster. I think they're going to be 100% the favorites, but looking at the other teams here, Rubber Conquest, generally very strong kind of Italian-Brazilian core here. TFGE and Chihuahua being very strong in the Italian scene, and then having Zubs as well. Great mechanics player. And then let's look at some more teams here. The Leftovers, I don't think that's not the Italian Kurochi. That's somebody else. That's who is that? Who is that other Kurochi?
The other Kurochi?
Yeah, because that's not the Italian Kurochi.
Oh, I'm not sure,
She's
dude.
not. That's not her. That's another player. I don't remember who they are. Is that? It's not Nanoya. It's not Nanoya. I thought it was Nanoya for a second, but it's
No,
not.
it's not.
But this team here as well is also really good for the Leftovers. I mean, Dio being their manager, Dio's pretty cool. I love Dio. Sorry,
Yeah,
just have to say that. And then you've got Demonical, you've got John Woo Young, who is MX 10007, Pain and Koala, Invoker, and Lucrece. Very nice team. A little bit of an unfortunate kind of underperformance in the qualifiers. I think these guys are very good and a little bit underrated in the qualifiers.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty of room to brawl your way to the top, so don't worry then. Looks like we're moving on to Group C. We got Dream Squad, Grease Monkey Deluxe, In My Opinion, and Swag Lords. Quite the roster here. See a couple familiar names. 2 of them have managers, which is kind of cool to see. So taking advantage of the new system, get more people involved on the teams. So
I really do think this new manager system is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I love this idea of having like a coach with you to decide on pulls and picks.
Yeah.
Just having someone completely be the brains and not having to deal with having the captain player not only play maps but have to work around prep. I think
Yeah.
is such a cool idea. Genius from the Corsace team. So I'm excited to see this. I mean, Grease Monkey, we've seen them previously in other tournaments. I think Res Cup was one of their most recent performances as a main roster. You've got Melva, Penguinzy that I recognize, Paper Candle being their manager, despite being a very good player as well. Surprised to see someone like him in the manager slot. I think he's a great player. A little surprised to not see him in the full. Kablaze and Zuma are 2 players I very well recognize. Kablaze kind of being a very strong HardRock and kind of all-rounded player. She used to be a very dominant teammate for USA and OWC kind of a couple years ago. She did retire from World Cup, but she is still playing in Corsace, which is nice to see. And then we got Zuma, who is one of the... I think it's going to be one of the dark horses here. This guy has some of the most absurd skill cap I have ever seen. This guy like rivals Emrek in terms of skill cap. The dude's so insanely fast. Have you seen some of his recent scores?
I have not. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
The dude is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. If Grease Monkey Deluxe managed to push on to the later stages and to the higher star rating map pools, Zuma 100% is going to be one of those players to look out for because he's going to be really threatening.
Yeah, yeah. He's zooming, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the name really does fit the player.
Yeah.
I need to show you some of his scores after this.
All right, yeah.
If you don't know his scores, dude's a freak.
We'll check it out.
Absolute freak.
It looks like we got the last group coming up here, though. Group D.
Group D. Just gonna wait that. We can wait for that to show through here. So here we go. Joy Flopinski's Basco, Godfield Gaming, OWC France B, and Ala Gaming. So looking at this top team here, Joy Flopinski's Baxel, we've got Rentai, Arco, Twilight, Skiller, Rhythm Game, Vajan, and Rundy. I recognize most of these players. I think the only people that I'm not too aware of is probably Phelan and Twilight. I haven't had enough experience with them to kind of dictate exactly how they perform, but I'm definitely aware of the rest of this team. Twilight and Skiller, very strong players, and Rundy, one of the star German up-and-comers recently. He performed very well with his team in 3-digit World Cup, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing for his team in the World Cup as well. So I'm very looking forward to seeing how that goes. Rhythm Game, a very strong mechanics player, very good on the double time, very good on the speed. Looking forward to how he's going to play. And moving down a little bit to Godfield Gaming, we've got a big Japanese roster here. A lot of OWC veterans here. We've got Rollpan, Varvalion is back.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, actually.
I'm really happy to see that. We haven't seen Varvalion play in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is super reassuring to see. This guy is one of the most consistent and well-rounded tournament players in his prime, particularly in flow aim and streams, aim control. The dude is a freak. Altoline, I believe Altoline is a double-time player, if I remember correctly. The dude's very good on mechanics. Yama Darkness, I believe... Oh, who is that? That's a very familiar name. That is 100%... I remember his old name. Oh, I don't know which one he is. Is he Hyphen?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't remember. Okay, I know that he's really good, though. I know that he's really good.
Yeah.
Yama Darkness is, I believe, a mechanics player as well. I could be a little bit wrong on that. But yeah, Japanese roster for Godfield Gaming. And looking down in OWC France B, I mean, you know what this is. This is the French roster.
Yep.
Kind of the close to the French World Cup. We're not seeing any Flaste, which surprises me a little bit. Flaste is one of the much better French players in the scene. He's not going to be in for this Corsace Open team. We've got Fie, Musty, Charlie Lee, Toto Potato, and then B-Prod and Araki. I recognize about half of these players. I don't recognize Charlie Lee and Toto Potate, but I do know the rest. I mean, Fie is recently kind of an up-and-comer player. The dude is very good, particularly on hidden and reading, but also has been very formidable on specifically tiebreaker consistency and tapping. So flow aim, so streams like NoMod 2, DT2, and whatnot. B-Prod and Araki have been mainstays in the French roster, so I'm looking forward to see how they do. And finally, Ala Gaming, C21, Koda, Flameseer, Pinkus, Suzuha, Wimpress, and Wispy. I do not know many of these players. I do recognize Koda, Flamesteer, and Wimpress, but aside from that, I don't really know them. Aside from that, I mean, I recognize the names.
That's kind of where I'm at, too.
How good they are, I don't really know
Yeah.
their super major strengths.
Well, they'll figure it out. Like, that's what the groups are for,
yeah,
so.
I personally think this is probably the most exciting group to watch. Every single team here has a recognizable roster, and all have very explosive potential. I think especially Godfield Gaming, I'm really looking forward to what they can pull off, because having multiple super veteran players come back, very exciting. I'm looking forward to what those guys will do.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see how many upsets we'll see on some of the groups, because like having that extra chance to prove yourself before you get into the main bracket, I think will be really helpful here for some of these.
Yeah.
So.
How do the group stages work? Is it kind of like a standard group stage where each team will verse each other once, and then the points build up will decide? Is it top 2 that qualify, or top 1?
Top 1 goes straight to the bracket, and then so second and third go into a runoff. So they go into another bracket after that to figure out those last 4 spots in the bracket.
Got
the
you.
main one.
Okay, all right. Do we have any of the graphics to see here, or is that
We
going to be
do.
it for us?
I think that's it. We'll detail more about how like the runoff process and the graduation from group stage works next stream. So we'll be splitting this up so that everyone can kind of digest the new information as it comes in.
Okay.
There's a lot to process here. So.
So when are we going to be doing this next stream? Is this going to be at COE or a different stream online?
Oh,
after
we'll be online. Like
Okay.
COE's over after all, right?
Yeah. I mean, man, that's so sad. I loved this event so much. I mean, I've already seen some bring your own computer players take their computers back home, back away to their to their cars or their hotel or their luggage.
Yeah.
But I'm 100% coming again. I've absolutely loved this event.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see everyone and hang out and commentate land again. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Agree.
But I think that'll be it from us from now. Is this the last stream of the event?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh
We're
my
done.
goodness!
Yep,
Wow.
closing it out.
All right. Well, it's been an honor being the last stream on.
Yep.
It's been great. Thank you, Half Slash, for doing this with me.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I've been Shiva, and it's been Half Slashed. Thank you so much for watching. This is the last time on stage. You will see us with our wonderful microphones and our wonderful headsets. So
Yep.
until then, everyone, have a great rest of the event. Have a great time. I'm going to be roaming around having a good time until we close up in a few hours. But yeah, much love. It's been a ton of fun. We'll see you around.
See you around.